Good afternoon, Sarajevo. Founder, investor, yeah, applause for yourself. Yeah, come on, super. Founder, investor, and policymaker. I have been, seen, and experienced it all. So trust me if I tell you entrepreneurs, I'm one of you. And this is exactly what I will elaborate on today together with you. Perspectives and attitudes. So what is the relationship between public authorities and entrepreneurs? Are they doomed to work together or not? Well, the simple answer is yes, to be honest. It's often said that collaboration between these two groups is difficult, if not impossible, due to differences in priorities, goals, and mindset. So, I like this picture very much. And I will start with the so-called founder's mindset. So if you imagine a founder, you would imagine someone who is innovative, who wants to disrupt, who is a rule breaker, a positive one. I know a lot of good entrepreneurs who are positive rule breakers because they want to bound the limits. Now, on the other hand, let's examine the assumed public authority, the mindset of the public authority, as a lot of people will think. Or, as I call it, the circle of life. Imagine, I think all of you have experienced it yourself, you're in touch with a public authority, you need to sign a document, you start with point A, move further to point B, you end up at D, C, E, F, whatever, and in the end it's Z, and it starts again, the whole cycle. That's why the circle of life. Doesn't sound so efficient, no? But the reality is more nuanced than that. While there are certainly challenges to collaboration, it's not a lost cause. Let's explore why. First, we start with the challenges, obviously. There are many reasons why collaboration can be difficult, including differences in priorities and goals, as well as bureaucracy and red tape. I think you know what I mean. And something I want to add to this discussion, especially the me-first attitude. So put yourself in the center of the world, whether you're an entrepreneur or the public authority. This is what many of you, I believe, imagine when we talk about public authority. Full of tentacles or tentacles stretching out to keep founders from being what they're supposed to be. Innovative, from being great. Everything they are not, no? So I want to share with you the ease of doing business report by the World Bank, which is a yearly ranking of all the countries where it's supposed to easy to found a company and to run a business. Well, Austria, for instance, where I'm from, ranks in the first tier of countries. Bosnia and Herzegovina, on the other hand, is more in the third tier. But what do they have in common? They have been failing or falling a little bit off in the rankings recently. Why? Because of bureaucracy and red tape. So what is it that I've learned about public and private partnership in all these years, being a founder on the one hand and a policymaker on the other? It's about culture. It's about communication. Communication is the key. I want to therefore highlight two case studies with you. One, the GDPR Act, on European level. I think some of you might know it. It was supposed actually to tackle or challenge all these big tech companies and multinationals not to collect data of citizens they're not supposed to do. Good idea, good cause. What happened is though that a lot of SMEs, small, medium-sized enterprises, were affected negatively. So actually it literally scared them off to be a bit more innovative, what entrepreneurs are supposed to do, because no one was knowing what are the consequences. So in the end, a lot of big consultants received their paychecks to tell companies that it's not okay to send an email to someone you don't know. Another one, something that is now coming, is the European Union AI Act, which is about artificial intelligence. I think you've heard about it. It's upcoming. And it also illustrates how these challenges can create barriers to collaboration. We have the positive side, which is about you want to standardize all these artificial intelligence and the technology, which is good. You want to make AI more ethical. But on the other hand, with too much regulation, what will happen is that the pace of development of founders in Europe who have a good and great AI solution will be decreased. So this is something where you need to balance it off. However, the benefits of collaboration are much greater. This is something I really deeply believe in, much greater than the setbacks. When public authorities and entrepreneurs work together, they will ultimately create the best out of both worlds. They create synergies and innovation and achieve better outcomes for all of us. I want to share an example from Austria, an insurtech startup called Durchblicker. I'm sure you won't be able to pronounce it. So it's a startup initially that was sold off or exited some years ago, and it really demonstrates how successful collaboration can lead to positive outcomes. So what did happen? First of all, you need to understand what Durchblicker is doing. It makes insurance policies and rates transparent. So from a consumer perspective, it's great. I want to know what kind of insurance is out there, what does it cost me, and so on. So what was the first instinctive reaction by all the big insurances and the public stakeholders, those who are supposed to push the interest? Rejection. Simple rejection. But what lies at the core of this rejection is the lack in communication right from scratch. So they didn't try to align the interests together. They believed their competitors instead that they can partner up, and this led to years of crisis. But at one point, they started to align their interests again, and in the end, it worked out. So it was about communication, about aligning one's interest. So how can we actually overcome the challenges and foster collaboration between these two parties? Well, the main strategy is to build trust and communication between these two and create shared objectives, like the yin to its yang. The most effective way to achieve this is by communication, simple as that. There are many resources and support systems available to entrepreneurs all over Europe that provide and help them to succeed. Just think about the grants. Just think about the incubation programs. Think about the ongoing consulting. Many success stories I know have received this kind of government support all over Europe. And they really thrived, even if they forget it at one point. They really benefited out of it. Just think about the European Innovation Technology Fund. Think about the knowledge and information centers from culture to climate all over Europe. Think about Horizon Europe. Or, my favorite one, Erasmus for Young Entrepreneurs, which is a program that demonstrates how authorities can provide the support and resources needed for entrepreneurs to succeed. Just let me continue with the Erasmus for Young Entrepreneurs program, because I think it's a great program also for you. So what it does, it simply connects entrepreneurs from all over Europe, from young to old, from all walks of life. It's like an internship what you do at another entrepreneur who might be more experienced. And this is exactly what public authority does, what it is supposed to do. Enable entrepreneurs. So we end where we have started. It's about culture, it's about communication, because communication is key. While it's true that collaboration between public authorities and entrepreneurs can be challenging, it's anything but a lost cause. Instead of complaining, try to make bonds. Try to make it personal. By building trust, by communicating effectively and creating shared goals and priorities, we can foster collaboration and we can create a positive outcome for everyone. Positive outcome for everyone, including you and me. The key takeaway here is that public authorities and entrepreneurs are not doomed to work together. Instead, they're privileged to work together. But it takes effort and it takes dedication to make it really happen. It takes your dedication, as does it take theirs. The ultimate dogma is therefore, listen more and talk less. Thank you, Sarajevo, and goodbye.